It says, if given a direct variation problem which states y is equal to 16 and x is equal to 2, how do I find the constant of variation? And use it to create an equation. Now remember I told you earlier, I said constant of variation, that's just another word for slope. And slope is equal to m. So keep that in mind. Step 1 is we're going to create a ratio using y over x, which will give you the constant of variation. In other words, we have m is equal to y over x. So we need to get our y and x, right, in order to figure out what m is. So let me go over here real quick. I'm going to box my y, and I'm going to box my x. So now I have my numbers. So let's go ahead and write this. Let's set this up. Let's look at our ratio. We have 16 over 2. Now, we went ahead and did what we're asking here, right? Because it says write the direct variation equation using the ratio of y over x as your slope. Okay, well, if I wanted to simplify this, how many groups of 2 can I make out of 16? And I can make 8 groups of 2. So my m, my slope, is 8. So if I wrote this equation in the form of y equals m times x, then I would end up with y is equal to 8, because I replaced the m with the 8, because that's what m was equal to, x. And that is our equation. Now let's look at the next problem. The next problem says if the value of x is equal to 3, so I'm going to box that, then what is the value of y? Okay, in other words, when they say something like this, I want you to remember, if they're saying what is the value of y if x is equal to something, you are just simply solving for y. So you're going to solve for y. And if you're going, well, Mr. H, how do I solve for y? Well, we're going to use this equation, right? Use the equation to solve for the value of y when given x. So let's go ahead and rewrite this equation. Y is equal to 8x. Now they're telling us our x, and I should have done that in pink, and the x is 3. So instead of an x, I'm going to put in parentheses 3, because remember, anytime we replace a variable with a number, we're going to put it in parentheses. And I'm going to go ahead and write my 8 right here. And 8 times 3 is 24. So my answer would be 24. Now, in the next situation, notice in this case, right, it's saying if the value of y is 32, then what is the value of x? And remember, since they're saying what is the value of x and they're giving you y, now you're going to solve for x. This is how we normally do it, right? Normally when we have an equation, you're solving for x. And whenever we do equations in the year. So you're going to solve for x right now. So let me show you how we would do that. And this is going to take a few more steps because it's going to be just a little bit longer. So first of all, I am going to write my equation. Y is equal to 8x. Nothing changed there. So we want to go ahead and solve for x this time. So we're trying to figure out what is my x. And y is 32. So instead of a y, we're going to put in here 32, because it's telling us y is equal to 32. That's what it says right there. I'm going to bring down my 8, and I'm going to go ahead and bring down my x. So I hope that at this point you just look at it and go, well, you know what, this is actually just a one-step equation. We just have one step because 8 is being multiplied to x, and in order to solve it, we just need to do the inverse operation. So what is the inverse or opposite operation of multiplying x by 8? And that would be dividing x by 8. So I'm going to divide this side by 8 as well. 8 to go into 8 one time. That simply leaves me with x is equal to, and 8 to go into 32 4 times. And that is my final answer. X is equal to 4.